Welcome, everybody. I'm excited for today's conversation. Today, I am talking to Carlos Caneja, founder of britecode, a digital agency that blends development expertise with strategic vision to deliver high-performance e-commerce experience. Carlos is committed to solving real business challenges through thoughtful design, conversion strategy, and technical execution. I'm really excited to talk to him today about how to drive growth. Carlos, welcome to the show, sir.
How's it going, Brian? Thanks for having me.
It's going well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, Carlos, Brightcode positions itself as more than just a dev shop, right? You're helping businesses craft digital experiences that perform. How has your service scope evolved over the last 2 years to reflect that mission?
Ouch, Brian, great question to start it off. I'm actually going to go back prior to 2 years because we
Yeah.
actually started as an SEO company just over 10 years ago. And we would need some technical expertise to help clients fix their on-page factors on their websites or build them new websites. And clients would come back to us and say, well, we don't have anybody that can do that. Can you do that? That evolved into design and development. We started doing a lot of work with WordPress, WooCommerce, then launched their partner program. We had done a few advanced e-commerce solutions for some customers. We showed a portfolio. They added us to their list of experts per se.
Mhm.
And from there, it's just been like this snowball effect of just going after e-com websites one after another. That's the last decade in a nutshell, right? So now we just sort of offer the whole plethora of services, for the most part, right? I always tell people you can't be a good restaurant if you cook too many dishes, right? If you cook too many things, right?
Yep.
So we kind of stick to what we know, and what we don't know, we just tell people up front, or we just partner up with somebody else to get the job done.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, actually, my wife and I, so my wife is my business partner, and we've been doing this for a while now. We're an SEO agency, but we were talking about a new product line this morning, and she used this analogy with me. She's like, "Look, we've got to be five guys, not the Cheesecake Factory." She's like, "We're five guys. We've got what we do well, and we just keep doing it.
No,
Cheesecake Factory menu is way too big." Just the perfect analogy. So as you started working more and more with these e-commerce sites, it sounds like a decade ago you were probably expanding your menu a little bit, right? Getting into that development, getting into some things. But where have you really settled on as far as like your, say, service suite or solution suite now?
yeah, pretty much we position the company as your e-com go-to agency, right? We'll still build out a brand or portfolio website, or if you want just a basic lead gen website, we'll do that for you. But primarily, we help you out with any e-commerce challenges, right? Whether you want to do a migration to a new environment or platform, and you build out, perhaps you're large business or enterprise size business, you want to integrate your website with your ERP. You want to be able to synchronize inventory throughout different warehouses and different locations, right? Maybe you're doing B2B and B2C or sell directly to the consumer. That's where we help companies out. We also get a lot of customers through our WooCommerce partnership. These are either customers interested in developing a WooCommerce e-com platform or
Okay.
solution, or customers that have like kind of done it on their own and hit a wall, or their business has exploded and they can't handle it anymore on their own, so they have to outsource it, or get somebody with expertise to come in and help them out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you see that a lot? I mean, because e-com is a relatively new industry, right? I mean, Amazon really, even before Amazon, there was smaller shops, but Amazon exploded the space 15 years ago.
No doubt.
Are there a lot of businesses that maybe started 10 years ago coming up against the same problems now, and that's where you're able to step in? Do you feel like it's across the industry?
You know, e-com has gotten really easy. And just to give you an idea, I've worked in the agency space for almost 15 years. Before that, I worked in web hosting, and we focused on hosting e-commerce solutions. Back then, things weren't as turnkey. It was more complex to get payment gateways configured.
I remember signing up for a merchant account, a merchant bank
Yep,
account.
correct. But now you have Stripe,
Yep.
pretty much turnkey. You get a plugin or extension for your website, log in, and it does the integration automatically, right? So it's gotten easier in that sense in terms of turnkey solutions. But look, a lot of people still come out, they just don't understand e-commerce. They don't know they need shipping software or to integrate with UPS, FedEx, and DHL. They want to sell international. They just don't know all the mechanics of that. And that's sort of where you come in and say, this is how we can help you.
Would you say e-com solutions have become more turnkey over the last 10 years? Google
Yeah.
Ads, same thing, right? Google makes it super simple for a business to sign up, creating a campaign.
Now
Is
with PMAX.
is that campaign going to work? Probably not. They get the turnkey to get them in, but then they need people like you, people like me to help optimize it and make it work. Do you think the turnkey nature of ecom has really like helped businesses like yours where people do get started on their own and then they grow for a few years and they're like, hey, all right, now we really need to bring in an expert.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely look, let's look at Shopify, for example. Everywhere you look on the web today, you see Shopify advertising. They tell you how easy it is to get going online and set up an online store, right? So that kind of gets people gravitating towards that. And again, they get in there, they start doing things and they hit a wall and then look for an expert. Some people, I've had people come over with amazing looking websites where I'm like, wow, you built this yourself? Like I am blown away. I can't even do this on my own kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, some people just figure it out, right? They lean in and really figure it out. You do see that a lot. So moving away from tactics and getting to strategy, because you emphasize strategy on the website along with execution. What types of strategies are you developing with clients? Do you find it hard to keep clients focused on those strategic outcomes? Tell us the strategic side of your business a little bit.
Sure thing. Yeah. Planning is everything. You don't want to give the customer a running shoe when they're going to go hiking. You always want to find out as much as you can about your customer and ultimately what their goal is. You know, some customers come at you saying, "Hey, I want to get ranked organically." And you got to put the brakes on. It's not as easy as you think. Here are the pros and cons. It's going to cost a ton of money. It's going to take a ton of time.
Yep.
Maybe you look at some alternatives. Do they want to sell to the consumer, build a wholesale website, both? Strategy is key. Do they want to sell on other marketplaces? How are they going to manage their inventory if they do that? Planning is being upfront. Let me break it down in terms of design. We're redesigning a current one of our customers' website right now, right? They came over to us with a very unstable website, high traffic. We finally got the application stable where it's now able to take orders, a lot of orders, and they can, process these orders and handle issues internally. Now we're at the point where we need to revamp the website because the look and feel is very outdated. And we presented the design to the customer yesterday, and the first thing that was said was, "Hey, this is just a stepping stone to get you where you want to be. We need to hear what your goals are and how you sell your product and which audience you cater to, right?" I'll give you a deeper example. It's actually organic bird food manufacturer. Its company name is actually Harrison's Bird Foods. On their website today, you can go in, you can go buy a product. Problem is you don't really know which product is for your bird. It comes down to the species, the age of the bird,
Oh,
the
wow.
condition of the bird. How do you point them to the right food? That's what we're working with the client. We're not just going to draw that up and magically make it appear. It's a lot of strategy between the customer and presenting how we should go about it. You have to simplify it. If you can't get your customer on an e-commerce website in two or three clicks,
Yeah,
forget it.
they're gone. They've moved on. There's another website ready to take their order.
Pretty much. Amazon.
Of your customers, it seems like you focus on their web presence and shopping carts. Do a lot of your clients also sell on Amazon?
Yeah, we have some clients that do FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. Now, Amazon is also doing shipping services. They'll pick up your product and deliver it like UPS or USPS does. And that's been interesting because they're new to the space.
Mm-hmm.
So the quality quite hasn't been there with it.
Try to figure it out still.
We had a customer that was gung ho. We wrote a custom API integration just for them, just so they could, just so we could fetch that Amazon shipping rate and show it on checkout. Now they're starting to see a lot of packaging mishandling,
Mm.
or lost packages. They're very much new to this pick up and drop it off somewhere else versus just being distributed from a warehouse.
Right. So this is if you're an e-commerce store, you don't necessarily have to do fulfillment by Amazon. They'll come pick it up and deliver it like USPS or DHL.
Look, it's just a matter of time. They'll nail it. It's Amazon.
Sure. It seems like they have figured out. I remember maybe it was 5 years ago. The big thing was, will Amazon figure out last mile shipping, right? Like that was like the big
You're
problem.
right. That was the big profitability issue, right? In terms of the e-com side.
It does seem like they have figured that out. I've got Amazon vans on my block all day.
Have you seen the new ones?
The blue electric
It's
ones?
by Rivian, I think. Amazon was an early investor in Rivian.
Smart play. They know what they're doing at Amazon. They'll get the shipping figured out. So, do you ever help clients with their Amazon needs? Is that something that you guys also play in, or you really stick to their websites?
Not as much. We tried a few times, but we're just making burgers. You know what I mean? We tried a few times. We couldn't, we don't have enough volume for a specific solution. You abandon it. You don't get as much experience with it. And
Sure.
that's sort of what happened there. Not everybody's going to hope on selling their product on Amazon.
Yep.
You know, in fact, Amazon did reach out to us a couple of years ago. And this is so smart. I don't know what happened to it, but it was the trend where on your product detail page, you had your add to cart, your traditional add to cart button, but then you also had buy with Prime.
Hmm.
That button would allow you to buy that product through Prime on your website. And it
Oh,
wouldn't be fulfilled by them. It wouldn't be fulfilled by the vendor, it'd be fulfilled by Amazon.
interesting.
Amazon was very aggressive on that and were getting agencies like us to jump on board. And we tried pitching it. It just never really took off. And you know how it is, Brian. It's an ADD world for us too. If
Oh,
something doesn't work, if you're not getting good responses, you move on to the next thing.
specialize in, there's nothing wrong with that. Plenty of e-com have no interest in going to Amazon. I can see that. I've never owned an e-commerce business, but I could see being like, I don't need Amazon taking whatever percentage it is they take of every sale. Now, granted, they got a lot of people shopping there, but a lot of the times people are, through other methods, people could find me anyway. So it's about striking that balance, right? Like, is it worth being on the platform? Is it not? And I would imagine it's different for every business.
And it's not easy for them to jump on board, meaning there's commissions. How do I ship my inventory to them? We can help with the product feed, but it's just so great for us that we just decided to not really push for it that much.
Sure. Yeah, it lets you focus on the one thing you want to get great at. Do you do any marketing for your clients? Are you putting them in Google Shopping? Are you doing any meta ads for your clients?
For ecom, Google Shopping is where it's at. I think that yields the highest ROI. Meta is tricky for ecom.
Yeah.
I think Meta is very good in terms of retargeting, product awareness or brand awareness. If you're launching something unique, I think it's great for that. You want to target specific audience. In terms of like trying to sell directly to the consumer, commodity products, Google Shopping is where it's at.
Yeah.
Organic is very hard to reach good rankings on an e-commerce website. You remember the Panda and Penguin updates, right?
Oh, I sure do.
You still feel the scars from those?
I think it was October 2017.
The game changed dramatically after
Yes.
that. It was like, if you're a big brand, we're going to prioritize you. The rest of you guys, sorry. In terms of SEO, we still help local businesses getting ranked on GMB. That's still viable. But on the e-com side, we always push towards Google Shopping.
Even the way Google changes search results, I doubt 5% of people get through all the shopping
Oh,
feeds to the organic.
yeah.
They've arranged things so you're going to click an ad. That's how they're making money.
Google is not a search engine company. They're a media company. They sell media.
Mm.
It's still their biggest moneymaker, right? I think 60 or 80% of their revenue is ad driven.
It might even be more. They're paying $20 billion a year to Apple to be the default search engine on Safari. Think about how many clicks are coming through on Apple products. Is there anything 6 months, 12 months down the road in the e-commerce space that people should be paying attention to now, whether it's e-commerce business owners, marketers, agencies?
I don't know, Brian. That's a tough question to answer. Ecom has gotten extremely competitive. It's easy to resell or drop ship a product these days. There's 3PLs out there. There's wholesalers that'll drop ship your product. All you got to do is bring up a website. You can do a turnkey on Shopify. My biggest warning is you can't just put up a website and we built apps. We built pretty complex applications over the years. And it's taught me one thing is to learn to ask upfront during the discovery process. Hey, it's going to cost you 50, 70, 100 grand to build this thing. How are you going to market it? Because just organically, it's probably not going to grow unless you have the next LLM,
Hmm.
unless you have something that's really unique, unless you have the next AR glasses that nobody else can get to market for like months or years.
Yep.
It's just not happening for you. That's a sad reality. Everybody's out there selling something. Look at influencers. What do they all have these days? Merch. Everybody's got an e-com site these days. So that's just the one thing I tell people. Hey, we got a Shopify customer come over a few months ago. They were doing shampoo products, B2B and B2C. They're like, hey, we want to market the website. How can we show up on Google? I'm like, look, I kind of showed them. I go, look, let's go search for shampoo products on Google. Amazon, Sephora, big brands are going against. You're not going to rank anytime soon. Google Shopping is your place, but get ready to spend some money there. Be prepared to spend $2,000, $5,000 a month just to generate traffic. Then you have to measure how it converts on your website.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other part of it, right? It's okay, you're buying the traffic, then is it converting? Is your product viable? Do you have good pricing?
Right.
Do
Can
you
you
have a
actually?
good product where you get repeat customers?
Yeah.
That's a thing too. When we sell a marketing strategy to a customer, we don't just say, hey, look, it's not just about driving traffic to the website. You got to look at the bigger value, which is you now have a customer you've acquired. How do you get them to buy again?
Would you say that's really step number one if someone's launching a new e-com business? Got to be looking at Google Shopping, get an idea of what you'll need to spend in a month and start driving traffic. It's a conversion optimization project after that.
Yeah, you got it, and you got to plant the seed up front with customers because
Right.
once you give them the keys to the kingdom, meaning once you build their website and it's up and running, if
Right.
there's no sales,
Yeah. Yeah. They're definitely going to want to have that marketing lined up before they launch. Interesting stuff. Carlos, I appreciate you sharing your expertise with us. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to cover?
no, Brian, I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my world in 30 minutes.
Your world in a nutshell. And where can people find you online, Carlos?
Britecode.io.
I'll put a link in the show notes and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brian.